Welcome to another episode of Irrational Moms. We're coming to you from MILF Estates, and happy belated Father's Day. All right, you can find us at Spotify or Apple, or you can Google us at irrationalmoms.com. You can watch us on YouTube and, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. We love all the fan questions. Anyways, this week we got some stuff to talk about, and it was Father's Day, so, happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yay. Annabelle, happy Father's Day to you too.
No.
Because
No. I hate that.
No.
Let me tell you what I saw this morning. There's this really, really crappy influencer that I kind of hate follow. And I don't know why. Like, I know some of her friends.
Is that like
I know some
following?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I don't actually troll her because that's ridiculous, but I see her stuff occasionally because some of my friends know her. And so I'm just like, God, she's a disaster. So she had this like relationship with a guy like 30 years older than her. He was married. She totally
Oh my God, now I need to know who this is. Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll tell you. She infiltrated his marriage and stole him away. Well, she got pregnant while he was still married, had a whole ass baby while still married.
What?
Then finally he left the wife when she got pregnant with like number 2. Total disaster. Anyway, so her personality on social media was all these like age gap relationship influencer.
Okay.
So then after a while, she decides to leave him, and she makes up that he's like domestic violence, like committed an act of DV against her. Then she's like baking cookies for the cops that came. Complete, absolute trashy show. So anyway, she now, she took away all the age gap content, and now she makes single mom content, which is really a disaster. First of all, the dad has the kids more than her. He's like a little more than 50%. And so when she's not got her kids, she's out partying and stuff. Not judging that, that's fine. But so she made this video, but all of her stuff is just gross and cringy. So she made this video yesterday where it was like something about POV waking up on Father's Day with your kids, like as a single mom, and saying happy Father's Day to herself. And it was so tacky, and the comments just absolutely ripped her to shreds because the dad is like around and has them more than 50%. So it's a little bit ridiculous for you to act like you're playing the role of dad too when you're just divorced and you have 50-50 custody. So anyway.
I do think it's important that they have like a male figure in their life as well. So I agree with you. I'm not really on that train.
Right. And I mean, my kids are not with their dad 50% of the time. It's more like 12% of the time, but he does have a job where he's gone all the time. So I'm not knocking him, but I still am not like, oh, I'm the dad too. Hell no, I'm not. I'm just a mom, and I'm with him all the time. Anyway.
I love the fact that you can't stand her content, but you can't stop watching it.
You can't look away. It's so bad.
I rarely like even go onto Instagram to look at content, but so when I do, and like that's the first thing I see, I was like, oh my God, this is so tacky.
It's like a train wreck you can't stop watching.
Right, because it's not like, if you're a woman and you have all your kids because the dad left and he's not in the picture, then it would like, I could see you taking the role of mother and father, but you left your husband and pretended he beat you to get away from him, and he didn't. So you need to calm down.
And the man that you accuse this of now has 51%. He has majority custody, even though it's 1% more, right? I'm like,
yep,
yeah.
Why are women so crazy?
Yeah, she's the one. Actually, I know I've told you this about her. She's the one who started an OF when she got divorced. And she markets it from her same Instagram that she posts her mom content.
Oh okay, I don't agree with people putting.
Oh hell no!
If you're a social influencer, you should not have your children on any type of like any type of content. That you're
absolutely
doing.
not.
If you're, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. I don't think children should be involved with.
No,
So
this is when I started hating her. She'll have slides in her stories of her in a swimsuit with her kids at her pool, and then the very next one is a link to her OF. Like, it is really deeply upsetting that someone would choose to market those two things together, because that does not belong with mom content.
No,
it absolutely does not.
I've seen other people do that, and we won't name names.
No,
we've done like on their stories, they'll put like pictures of their children integrated with pictures of themselves.
Yep.
Like, and I'm like,
no I know who you're talking about.
And I'm like, I don't care what kind of content you're creating, whether it's like for whatever platform you're on, even if it's just you're a TikToker, you're on a Twitch streamer, you're on Instagram, you should not involve children if you're an adult at all, because the internet is so toxic.
There's been a couple of
it's really
situations I saw several times on the internet where it's like people are going through like the kid drop off at school and they have the sign on there. Why are they thinking that they need to promote to people that live directly in their area? That seems like the stupidest idea, the worst marketing. Like, you absolutely don't want people in your immediate area to be following you. That's just
right. We're
weird.
like, no, don't look at us. You're my neighbor.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Like, it baffles me. I'm like, the fact that you give it all up because you're like, I'm not going to remove my OF sticker in the mom drive-through or in the kid drop off, like, that's absolutely absurd. You're disgusting.
I think that's super weird that you would want it. That's how it's. I think that's people that don't know how to really gain fans.
Yeah,
that's the same as people
true.
who go onto Twitter and post their scantily clad photo under 400 different tweets from other people. It's that kind of vibe. Like, you don't understand how to actually get fans, so you're marketing yourself in these really bizarre ways.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'd say leave the kids out of all social media.
Which we should talk about, which we can talk about a little later. We were going to talk about that that Wall Street Journal article anyway. And we can
actually, the one I have a couple different ones. The one that I sent you guys this morning, and then the one that I actually posted about on my page last week. So I think they all kind of intertwine together. But we'll get to that in a second after we do snack.
Snack.
And I only say that because before we started the show, Tris was over there like buttering or whatever.
She's like sniffing her snack. She's like,
no,
rubbing it like
that wasn't my snack. That was my pregame. Okay, remember I told you, Joey Tribbiani says, let me just tell you how the human body works. Okay, I prep it and I eat and I make room for more food.
I thought she was over here like, hurry up because I
did too.
I've already eaten half of the bagel. Okay, actually, what I have two different kinds. So I was going to do an unboxing of some of those candies that I was ordering. I didn't get to do that, but I'll do one the next box there. But anyways, I had to set an alarm to get these Skittles because they keep selling out. So I have two different kinds of Skittles. Okay, I have giant Skittles, and they feel pretty big. Like, the size of one feels like 3 or 4 times bigger than normal.
Where did those come from?
I'm pretty sure these are either going to be UK or I don't know. I'm just going to go with UK.
So you had to order them online.
I had to order them online. Yeah. And the crazy thing, so like, I do want to try these little Skittles clouds. Literally, the ingredients are all things that you can understand. And there's no red dyes or anything.
Really?
Any of these Skittles, it's incredible.
How will you know what flavor it is when you bite it if it doesn't have a color?
Well, there's color. I think
there's color.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding because they taste the same.
It's interesting because some of the concentrate stuff added in here includes sweet potato, carrot, radish, and hibiscus. I'm like, you will not find that in the U.S. It's absolutely crazy.
Hibiscus, I bet, is
so
bomb.
much crap.
Hibiscus is the best. I bought we were at the Mexican place the other night, and I got an extra thing of Jamaica. That's like the hibiscus drink.
I don't think
every time I go to the fridge, I have a few sips. It's so delicious.
Oh, interesting. Oh, they smell so good. Okay, these are like.
Are they like?
They're like
kale.
Yeah,
pastel.
They're like.
Are they like marshmallows?
Color. They kind of feel marshmallowy, but like a little bit more solid.
What's the coating on them? Does it have like a Sour Patch Kid kind of coating?
These are. Because these are squishy clouds ones, so these don't have like the hard shell. These are normal.
Oh, so they're basically the inside of a Skittle, but without the
like
crunchiness.
Yeah, it's like the inside without the crunchiness.
Maybe they don't pull your teeth out.
Yeah, it's like fluffy. These are really good. I will definitely get these again. I don't feel as bad giving these to my son because he has ADHD, and I know that red dyes and stuff are not good for him.
Yeah, they're not good for migraines either.
Yeah, very true. He got that whole bag of snacks for his birthday. I'm pretty sure he's gone through most of it. He's eaten a lot of the candy from like Japan and stuff. But hey, it's better. So I didn't feel as bad, except for the Takis. He has eaten a lot of Takis since he's been here. So.
But Takis are good.
Takis are really good.
They can get on
it's
board
not
with
all
Takis.
sugar. Takis is not all sugar either.
Right.
I mean, everybody needs like a crunchy, salty snack sometimes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But
like
these
popcorn.
Yes, I got some kettle corn from this little farmer's market. I was like, what are they called when you walk around and get fresh fruit? The little farmer's market. But I got some fresh honey and tomatoes, and somebody had like kettle corn and other popcorn. So that was good. Yeah.
That's good. So Annabelle, I'm going to make a big old batch of popcorn for our glamping trip.
Oh
yeah. Why do you keep calling it glamping? It is not glamping.
I know, I do that just because I know you don't like it.
I wish we were going glamping, okay? Glamping would be like luxurious and relaxing.
Well,
I wouldn't have to take my own bedding.
Okay, but at least it's not in a tent.
This is true.
Yeah. I can't sleep on the ground. Like, no.
I mean, if I wanted to sleep like a homeless person, I'm just going to be homeless.
Exactly.
And I'm not. Not pitching my own tent. I'm not making my own food.
You're not pitching your own tent. I don't think so.
Except we have to make our own salads and stuff because the food is so atrocious.
Yeah, but at least I don't have to cook for my family. They can either make their own salad or they can go eat the crappy food.
They eat the crappy food. They're fine.
The thing is like I would not want to go on vacation and cook food for my family. I cook food all the time. That's not vacation.
Right.
Like when people get Airbnbs where you can like buy a bunch of food. I'm like, that's not vacation.
My in-laws always want to rent a place with a kitchen so they can make food. And my mother-in-law will do it and she likes it, but I'm just like, I want to go out.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I want to go out. I want someone to like make my bed every morning. What are you talking to your cat?
Yeah.
I want someone to like clean the room up, make the bed, put new fresh towels out, things that I have to do every day. I don't want to do that. So.
No, I'm not trying to do laundry. I want fresh towels. Just when my towels are dirty, I want someone to bring some.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree.
He just needed a little attention.
Oh my God.
He was going like this because he's like, excuse me.
Hello, pet me.
Please pet me.
Oh my goodness.
He's resorted to petting himself on the furniture, so he needs a little loving.
All right. So we need to talk about some current events that happened over the weekend. And I think this one's going to really, Annabelle then got Tris all into the mindset that Kate Middleton was just dead. That she has been just
She gone.
She ain't gone. She's alive.
I
mean, a really good robot.
She appears to be alive and had her 6 months out of the spotlight was spent getting a facelift.
Right. She was looking great.
That was not the face she had before. That is not even just fillers. Her face is 10 to 15 years younger. It looks amazing, by the way. I'm not hating at all. But that is a facelift.
I think it's just good makeup. I think that
it's not good makeup
out of her because she's been sick and she's been all like it's UK.
Good makeup can't make your face be 15 years more taut than it was. She had the saggy jowls and stuff like that. Even if you look at that AI video that they made, the BBC put out,
that was
it's a different face. Yeah. It's like saggy jowls here. Like what I think happened, it was domestic violence. And he put her face up and she had to get it reconstructed. And that's why she couldn't be in the spotlight because she was healing. And there's even like a scar over one of her eyes that wasn't there before. So,
man,
well, he's
for the streets,
her
man.
Face and here's the thing, her body, she looks like she's always been really thin, but she is super skinny. Like she looks sick skinny, but her face looked full and like tight. When you lose a bunch of weight due to sickness, your skin hangs. It doesn't become more youthful.
No, I agree with you on that.
Like she had a facelift. I don't know why, but she did have a facelift. And there's no reason that, I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest PR disasters that's ever happened. And it's going to be studied in marketing classes for, the next 50 years because of how badly this was handled.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, there's something fishy going on. That's what.
Something is not right.
Or the fact that's like, who cares?
Guys,
I don't know.
I don't care. I don't care. I mean, honestly, I'm like, if she disappeared for a year, I'd be like, not my business. I don't care.
No, I don't care. I'm just interested in the drama of it. I didn't want her to be dead, but I don't care about her either. I just was curious because here's the thing. Nobody has an unplanned emergency facelift. Think about this, guys. Yeah. Nobody would just go to the ER one night on December 28th mysteriously and then not be seen for 6 months. This shit is planned. Mm-hmm. You plan to have a facelift or you get beat down and you have to have reconstructive surgery. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
There's no emergency facelift happening.
it.
They would have, if she was just going to have a facelift, they would have planned it in advance. They would have canceled her engagements. They would have said, you know, some believable lie. But no, something happened that was an emergency that caused them to bungle this.
Okay, I can see your logic on that because a facelift, I think, takes a long time to recover. I don't think it's something that's like even a 2 or 3 month thing because I think there's swelling, bruising.
Exactly.
It's like, and your face has to settle back down too because like it's so tight. Like you see these women on like Real Housewives, like when they get done, I'm like, oh hell to the no. I'm like, who even said that was a good idea for you?
Right.
You look worse now than you did before.
Well, and here's the other piece of this. There was a picture of her, supposedly of her, that was leaked by someone, and she was supposedly in the car with her mom. And the face was hella swollen, and it looked like she had on big sunglasses, and it looked like there was like puffy eyes. Maybe one eye was blacked. And people were like, well, that can't be her because her face is too fat. But that could have absolutely been her after a facelift when her face was puffy and swollen. And, you know, she had maybe some bandages and stuff. So it could be that was a real photo. Because a lot of people were like, no, it's a fake photo. It doesn't look like her. The face is too fat. But if she had a plastic surgery, then it would make perfect sense.
No. Hey, I agree with Annabelle. Some fishy going on. But like where
nobody just emergency. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think royal family is stupid. It's ridiculous to have a monarch. That's just so dumb. Like, what are we doing? It's all just like for show. But like, if you're a public figure who's involved in politics or government and you mysteriously disappear, people are going to ask questions. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. Like, people are going to be crazy about it and come up with conspiracies. They should know this. I mean, they killed Diana. All that went on.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Everyone was like, no, they would never do that. That's too much. But they did all of that. So that's what made the Kate stuff believable, is that, well, with the depths of like depravity that they were with Diana, it's believable they would do the same thing with Kate.
So do you think that Harry knows this and that's why he's like quiet and he won't say anything about it?
I would think if William beat her up, he wouldn't be surprised at all. But I mean, the thing is the royal family was terrible to him and Meghan, whether you like her or not. They were horrible, and the press was horrible. Like, the racism was insane. I would have bounced out of there too. I mean, I think he was just like, y'all, this is terrible, and left.
Why is it like
that might all be true? But she's actually not. She's actually. I think she's a horrible person, just in general.
Yeah, I don't care about her either, and I don't know if she's good or bad. I'm just saying, if I was getting that level of like feeling unsafe and like people literally wanted to murder me and my children, I might be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether she's good or bad, I don't even know. I don't really have an opinion about her or Kate.
But it's like, but Kate and Diana were very similar, and I feel like they're just so genuine, kind people, and they don't conform to the of living in that atmosphere and the royals, and they don't take well to that. Like, if you're not going to do what they say, they don't like that. And I do feel like there was something fishy with Diana's, and I think there's something fishy going on with Kate. So,
yeah. Well, I think that Kate is not. I think a lot of people would not make that comparison, because Kate has been very cold and calculated in how she got with William, how she waited for him. Like, her parents set that up by sending her to the same school. It's known that was the parents' goal. We want her to meet Prince, marry the Prince. This is all very calculated. She knows exactly what she's doing. I don't believe for a second that she would like leave him over an affair or something. Like, that was one of the rumors. I don't think she would leave him, because she wants to be queen. She put in all that fucking work. She's going to be queen, damn it. It's kind of how I feel. So
I don't think William's ever going to be king. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. So I don't know why.
Well, I mean, Charles is not. I mean, he's no spring chicken, right? He's now 70. So
right. And if he really does have cancer, nobody really knows if that's true either. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, if you make the public distrust you for many, many years, what do you expect when, nobody believes you that you're announcing him and Kate both had random cancer at the exact same time and were at the same hospital? That's not even believable on its face. So, it almost seems like the Charles thing was a way to detract attention from the Kate thing.
Interesting theory. I mean, there's a lot to digest there.
I do think she's alive, though. I don't think she's dead. I don't know why she had a facelift, but that is not the same face. I mean, you could look at a lot of pictures and see it really isn't the same. And props to her. I mean, if I could look 15 years younger like that, might go for it, honestly, because it's a good facelift. It doesn't look weird or botched or anything.
It's that royal facelift.
Like her. Right. She looks like her 15 years ago. Like, she looks pretty. So I'm not knocking.
No, and I will agree with you on that. Like, and I thought she does look extremely thin, and she's always been really thin. But I'm like, for somebody who's like, okay, I can get on board with you if you are sick. That's true. But I did look at her face. I'm like, damn, she looks really good. Same thing. I thought like you had that, like, just your face when
right
you lose
here.
weight,
I have it too,
yeah,
where
it will start like sagging down. Now you could put a little filler in, and then the filler will actually lift that up,
right,
and help you. So I mean, and she is so I'm like, is it filler or is it a facelift? Because you can actually do that and then throw a lot of good. Yeah. You have a good makeup artist. Damn, because I thought she looked really tan too.
But I looked at her some of the up close photos, and I mean, she's definitely got on good makeup. But to me, it looks like it's just the different. That you can't change like the side profile. You can't make this go up here with makeup. Do you know what I mean? And that's what.
No, but you could do filler though. You could put enough good filler in where you could just like pull it up, right? And because you get enough, I mean, women do it all the time. I mean, I haven't done filler because I'm afraid of like it migrating all over.
Well, a lot of times when women get a lot of filler, it ends up looking, you can tell, it looks weird. Her face didn't look unnatural to me, like as if she had a bunch of shit injected here. It literally looked like it's just, this is her face.
Well, I think if you do it right and with somebody like her, you could probably just put enough in there to make it subtle. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. Like, and I've seen this lady I think I told you this at Whole Foods a couple weeks ago, and she was a beautiful blonde tall lady. She turned around and I was like, oh good freaking Lord, stop it with the filler. Like, your lips are too big, your cheeks are like way puffed up, and when it's like those puffy cheeks, that's all freaking filler. And I'm like, men don't like that. I don't even like that. That's insulting to me. I'm like, I'm like, why I just can't even get on board with that. I'm like,
well, you know why? It's because I think women are dressing or putting on makeup or whatever to appeal to other women.
Yeah, exactly.
Not men, which is an interesting thing, because you think like, oh, women want to appeal to men and men want to appeal to women, but it's not really true. Well, they'll be like women are doing it for themselves and for other women to approve. And I'm sure that some of her friends were like, "Oh, it looks so good. Get more filler."
Right?
Like, no man's going to be like, "Put more fake in your face." Like, that just does not seem like a thing I could imagine a guy saying.
Well, it's so interesting because like, I don't like attention, but I also would not dress. I don't dress for other women. I dress for myself. And if I was going to have someone look at me, I'd rather have, I guess, maybe a man look at me than a woman. You know, like, I mean, because a lot of these women, like when they wear these like outfits, I'm like, damn, who told you that looks good on you? Oh, it was a woman in the store, or you saw it in your girlfriend. But I'm like, a man's gonna be like, ooh, that's awful. Like, why would you do that to your body?
Mr. Poindexter is a prime example of a man who's like, stop trying to appeal to women. Women have bad taste.
They do.
Like, men don't like all those things. You know, and I gotta blow my nose. I'm gonna just
pause while she blows her nose.
Time out. All right, here we go.
All right, we're good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Did you put it on?
I put it on mute.
Oh, okay. We wanted to hear that. We were going to make a shirt out of that.
I mean, I could have just left it for Matt to have fun with later, but you know, wasn't sure he. No, nobody wants to hear that.
Okay, so going back to Kate Middleton, and I think this transitions into what we were talking about earlier this morning, that originally you thought, right, Annabelle, that it was all fake. It was a bunch of AI. You think that video from the BBC was actually an AI generated
it's been
video
shown,
content.
It's been proven that it wasn't real.
Yeah.
It was the reason I believed it, and I think many people did, was, well, it's the BBC. That's
who proved it? I wonder who. I mean, I don't follow.
The Palace approved it, but it was BBC.
No. Who proved that it was actually real? I mean, fake. Did someone come up and say like, "Oh, this is actually a fake video"?
Yeah, BBC wouldn't even address it. They would not back the video, and then there was a bunch of stuff pointed out that it wasn't real. And so it's now accepted, like Getty and all those different organizations. They put out those kill notices on several of her photos. They've said, basically, you can't prove it's fake, but they can say that this has been shown to not be legitimate, and
Yeah.
we're not going to run this. We're not going to post this. We're not going to approve of this anymore.
Getty's pretty good with not putting up like AI and stuff.
And Getty has posted, I don't know what you call them. Maybe Matt knows in media, when it's like a kill notice is one of the things that happen, but they put out a statement and say, we're pulling this from all of our sites because it doesn't come up to our standards of authenticity or something like that. So basically that's what happened with that video of her. And if you look at who came out yesterday, that chick that was on the balcony or the day before at that King's birthday thing, that's not the same person in that AI video. Like you can literally look at the face. It's not the same person. So it's very obvious. And there's so many glitches with that video. Like some things can happen. We know this when you like save and compress photos or videos, little glitchy things can happen, but not to that level. So anyway, I forgot what you even asked me. What did you say? Got so carried away.
I love the fact that you get so deep on this.
Well, you know, it's
where do you find the time? I mean,
dude, when I'm like sitting at, you know, games or sitting in the car, the biggest amount of time I have is when one of my kids has a game and they have to be there an hour early. So I go sit in the car for an hour, and, you know, sometimes I work, but sometimes I'm just like, ooh, now I can, you know, I can read whatever nonsense gossip I want to read.
Well, I honestly think that like the AI generation of videos is these deep fakes is very troublesome, and they're going to have to really come out with a lot of laws and policies around them.
It's pretty terrifying.
It is. I mean, I had a video that was published on Facebook ads and they took a video of me basically telling people about, like, warning them about scammers. Like, hey, and I'm like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. Like, just,
so
maybe
it was a real video you made.
A real video I made that was basically, I was warning my fans about scammers, right? These scammers then took that video, threw it through some AI large language model, and then basically changed it to basically say, now I'm selling ED medication.
And I think we mentioned before, there's a huge ED gummy scam. And
there's scams everywhere.
They use Poindexter's, but this is a massive one because they use like Oprah and who are the other people? They use Miss Poindexter's content, and they use all these different celebrities and make it look like the celebrities are endorsing this ED gummy. None of them are.
Or it's just a different, like with Oprah, it's weight loss, right? Like,
I thought she was on the gummy one.
No. They changed it around for whoever they think they can find fit, right? Dr. Oz, I think he was like an ED one, but Oprah was basically, I mean, so if you go in the ad library of Meta, you'll probably find like 3 to 5% of all those ads are actually fake and run by like different scammers, and the scammers are just, it's just out of control.
It's so bad right now.
In the video of her, like, it's not perfect. So like I could watch it and know that that's fake, but a lot of people can't even tell when they're talking to a person from Nigeria pretending to be me by the broken English. Like they can't even tell that's not real. So how are they going to discern that that's not really you in that video?
They don't look at any of the Nigerian retweets on the page or anything.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the video, you'll see that the lips aren't exactly synced to the sound of like that's coming out. So I mean,
we see that, but I don't think the average American sees that because they're dummies, no offense. And they're falling for all these scams all the time. So how are people going to actually protect themselves when they can't tell? Even when it's obvious they can't tell they're being scammed. Do you know what I mean?
Give money to people on the internet.
Right.
So the Wall Street.
That's the key.
Yeah, the Wall Street Journal came out with a really good investigative report last week or week before last. Yeah. Basically, it's called Pig Butchering. And you guys can Google that. And basically, they talked about how there's these scam rings like all over the world. In China, in everywhere. I guess it's like they're everywhere.
Philippines and Nigeria are some of the biggest.
Yes.
And Indonesia, there's a lot.
And they actually traffic people in. It's like labor trafficking that they bring in. And they give these people in these like huge camps, like a phone already preloaded with fake accounts on their profiles. And they basically say, like, go out there and you've got to meet a quota and scam people out of money. And if you don't, they actually get physically like hurt. I mean, they'll beat them. I mean,
it's a version of human trafficking. They're not being trafficked for sex purposes, but it's a guy, regular old guy from a poor town. He thinks he's going abroad to earn money to send back to his family.
Yeah.
And what really happens is now he has to be a scammer in like a scammer compound. And if he doesn't scam, he gets beaten.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's who you guys are talking to when you think you're talking to us on the internet. I mean, there are definitely individual people that just scam, but there's huge groups and rings of them. That's why, for example, a common one that's had tons of Miss Poindexter, but some of me too, is Nathan Clara. That's a scammer name. That's
Clara
a
Nathan?
big Nathan Clara, Clara Nathan.
Yeah.
That's a big scam ring because they have hundreds and hundreds of accounts over time. So that's not just like one person doing that. That's a big scam ring running all these accounts because we're going to get them shut down all the time. So they have to continuously have new ones.
Oh, I've shut down like over 1,000 of those. And right now, if you look on Facebook and just search Clara Nathan or Nathan Clara, because they switch it up, there will probably be between 20 and 30 like fake accounts with my picture
at all times.
Right,
and so that's like one scammer ring. And there's other ones like that. That's maybe one of the most prolific ones with the same name that I've seen, but
that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of.
I mean, because you think about like what's the percentage of things that we don't even see on the internet? I mean, our content is only served up to maybe 5 to 10% of our fans on a daily basis. So if that's what we see, then what, I mean, it's got to be like at least like, 100x out there, if not more.
Right.
So Annabelle, I know you had a person that reached out to you just recently about their father being scammed. And this is probably the worst scamming incident I've heard of since we've talked about this.
Should we do like a trigger warning? This is
yes,
a suicide trigger warning, maybe
throw up the suicide number.
Yeah, Matt, throw up the hotline or something there when you do that. So, I mean, we've had countless tragic stories about people being scammed and stuff. And this one was definitely personally like the worst one for me because I don't know how much money the guy got scammed out of, because sometimes the stories are so notable because like this guy got scammed out of $700,000 and we're all like, well, most people don't have that amount of money in the first place, But so this one, I was contacted by the child. I mean, it was an adult child, but a child on Twitter, and the dad had been scammed by a fake me. And, I don't know how much, but pretty much ruined his life, and he had attempted suicide. And so he was in the psych ward he was still in the ICU when the person contacted me. And then he was then moved to like the inpatient psych ward. And basically the guy was contacting me, thankfully not to yell at me, but he was like, hey, you need to know about this. Here's the original account. I think it was an account on Facebook that was like a Sarah Phillips or something. That's a big one for me. I probably see like 15 Sarah Phillips of me a week on different places. And so, you go on the account, you look, it's got like 10 followers and 2 pictures. And this person has ruined, this scammer has ruined this man's life. So,
and he was married too, right?
Yeah. And so it was actually the kid's stepdad. And so the kid and the mom were super upset and they were like, we want you to know this is happening. And I talked to them, and I do often, I explain kind of how it works, that I'll have the account closed. And I ask, one of the biggest questions I ask people is, does this person know they were scammed, or do they still believe the lies? Because one of the most interesting things, psychologically speaking, that we've noticed with these people who are victims of scams is the number one risk factor for being scammed is being previously scammed. Like somehow you don't actually learn, you actually double down more on the nonsense you'll believe. People are more willing to believe that the scammer is real. Maybe it's part of like that sunk cost fallacy where you feel like you've already invested so much in something that you got to keep going. Part of it is pride. They don't want to admit what's happened, but a lot of them genuinely, the belief that they've been talking to the real me and we're going to get married, you cannot shake them from that belief. They are, even when I will make a video, and I know you guys have done this as well. I will make a video with that person, say, hey, Scott, or whatever your name is, Bill, I am the real person. I want you to know this is a scammer, and we explain what's happened. And so for some of these cases that works. They'll be like, oh crap, I didn't realize. Like they'll be like, oh, obviously I've been scammed. But some people still will never believe it.
They're like, but you said, the other you said you were real.
Right. And I'm like, but I'm literally making a video right now. I'll do things like walk around my house. I'm like, look, this is my house. Here's my cat. He's moving. Here's the date on my other phone. Like, I'll do all this stuff, sort of like proof of life. Right. And, you can get through to, I would say about 70% of the tough cases, you can get through to them that way. But then about 30%, they absolutely won't believe you. Sometimes they yell. Sometimes they block you. Like, they're just so committed to this false story.
Well, and they want it to be true so bad that they won't give that up. I mean, I've had family members reach out, and they're like, I mean, it's like, thank you for giving us this information. We're going to go back and we're going to talk to my dad. They've actually called the cop. The dad has actually called the cops and basically threatened to get a restraining order from the kids. Like, stop talking to me.
Yeah.
You're telling me it's a scam, but I don't believe you.
Right.
And at that point, the kids just have to be like, there's nothing I can do. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's so.
That one particular guy, you made a video for him, I think, or I did, saying like, hey, this is not real. And he's like, everybody needs to leave me alone. And I've had another woman contacted me, and her whole family realized that the dad was getting scammed, or it was her uncle. And she showed me his Facebook. And if you go on his Facebook page, his family was punking him out on there. Like, look, he thinks that this girl is really going to marry him. And the guy got so mad at his family, he blocked all of them. And the woman's like, we don't know what to do. I made this guy a video. Like, dude, you're being scammed. That's not really me. And he was like, absolutely not. So he blocked all his family. He made a post on his Facebook of my face saying, this is my girlfriend. We're going to get married. All my family can F off. And the family's just like, what do we do? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. So we always tell people you need to contact the FBI and file a report with their cybercrimes division. And I also will suggest, hey, if you don't know what to do, call the local authorities. No, they can't do anything about the scammer, but they can tell you what to do to try to like get your life back together. They can talk to you about like, how do you need to protect your banking? Like, you almost need to treat the people like identity theft victims, because a lot of times these men will give away all their personal information, their banking information. So even if they get out of the scam, that person can continue to ruin their life by stealing from their bank account and stuff. So, and a lot of times the men won't even realize they've given this information away. So that's another thing that you have to think about is, call the cops. They'll help you figure out what to do, or talk to like a cybersecurity or internet crimes, like those independent consultant people. They can help you try to figure out how to extricate yourself from all this nonsense.
Well, and also we found out once you're in a scam, you're kind of put on this like hit list, right? And then so these scammers, I mean, that is like a hot list for them.
Yeah.
And they will actually like go to war over. We're finding out it's like this huge, almost turf war over these hit lists, or hot list, you want to call them. And yeah, it's like you're on a hot list now, so they're gonna try to scam you.
Right.
9 million different ways, right?
It's a call list just like a telemarketer would use, and they sell the lists and stuff. You're going to be victimized, and they're going to attempt to victimize you. Other people are then going to come. And so once you've already fallen for it, you're screwed. I mean, a lot of times then you're just constantly being bombarded by nonsense. I mean, and so that's what we tell people, like, you need to watch out. Really what I say is you need to make sure this person does not have internet access for a while. Because if they have internet, and so so back to this attempted suicide story, the guy was saying how as soon as the dad was out of the ICU, he was asking for his phone. And I was like, please, please, please do not give him any access to technology. And I suggested, I mean, like, I'm not an expert and I can't tell them what to do, but I suggested you need to go, or your mom needs to go talk to his therapist or his psychiatrist, because he won't be an accurate reporter. He is not going to tell them the truth about what happened. Whether he still believes the lie or he's embarrassed or whatever, you need to tell them what's really happened so he can get the proper amount of help. So, I don't know. I haven't gotten an update in like a week. So I'm guessing that the dad is probably still in an inpatient facility. I hope, because I mean, this really does ruin people's lives. I mean, this guy's never going to be the same.
Well, and the thing is, and this is what these scammers do, right? And you talked about this on the group text, is that he stopped giving them money, and the scammers basically told him to kill himself.
Yes, exactly. If you run out of money, and they don't all tell you to kill yourself, but if you run out of money or say you don't have money, they will harass you in horrible ways to try to get you to give more money. And sometimes they blackmail you. And sometimes they're just so mean that people can't handle it. I mean, these are not good people.
Yeah.
That, all they care about your money. And yes, some of them have been trafficked and forced to do that. But I mean, at that point, I don't care. You're still trying to ruin somebody's life. So, and the sad thing is, dude, so many people are being scammed. It's unbelievable that I can't believe one single person would ever believe this, yet millions of people believe this nonsense.
Well, and so the Wall Street Journal has been doing like a really good expose. Yes, thank you.
I think that's what she's going.
My mind totally like blanked out for a second. A really good job like in doing their investigative reporting on like all these different types of scams and how Meta is just allowing like just it's a cesspool of just like fake accounts and bots and everything like that on the internet, or kids are being exposed to a bunch of like sexual predators online. I mean, it's such a
drug trafficking goes on Meta, like openly drug trafficking, human trafficking, and they don't care at all. They hide behind Section 230 for everything. Well, we can't control people do.
So until Section 230 is actually changed, we're not going to see any type of changes on these platforms, or unless people put enough pressure, like from Congress, to actually say, like, "Hey, you need to like lock this down." Yeah. And when I say lock it down, like make sure everyone's verified. Like, I don't know why that's so hard. I mean, I know it's going to cost them a lot of money.
But you know why they won't do it is because they want fake accounts, because they want the ad revenue from fake accounts. They're defrauding their investors and their shareholders by acting like there's millions more real people on the platform than there are.
Yeah, it's all tied to their stock price.
Yep,
you're right.
They have the capability to stop this, and they choose not to. Every platform could do this, but they opt not to.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one platform that we can talk about that does, but we won't talk about it. But every platform is just horrible, right? And I also think maybe it will be some big corporations suing Meta because of basically all of their ads, right? Because like when you go to Meta and you're buying an ad you want to buy an ad, you want to buy ads and put them on Meta. It's like you're telling me that I'm going to get all of these like you have all these like users on the platform, and they're all valid, and this is my target market. But what if that's actually it is
half of that is bots and fake accounts?
Yes. So basically, it's like you're defrauding these corporations with false advertisement or false like marketing, because you actually don't have that many users on there.
Exactly. And in the process of making all this money Meta does and defrauding all these investors, they're harming real people in real life. This is not just like but this is not just like, the big corporation suffers because they don't get what they paid for. No, this is like real children are being harmed. Real people are being harmed because of all this fake nonsense.
Yeah. It's insane.
I mean, Meta acts like they want to police like a woman in a low-cut shirt. Yeah, drug trafficking is perfectly fine.
Or your kids are on there, and if they have there's some type of picture that's sent that they don't like, they'll just blur it out. Even if the child's under 18.
Right, that's what they said. They're gonna blur out a photo that a stranger sends to a child. Like, you're still letting it go through. I'm sorry, but if an account is marked for a child, which they do have to mark that when they sign up, and you're allowing a nude photo to go through, you have filters that can catch that and stop that, and you choose not to. That's a problem.
Yep. No.
I mean, I know personally Meta is one of the most evil companies there is.
It's true.
True.
After suing them, and they're really terrible. Oh my God.
Well, I will say, so Meta came out a couple of months ago, or about a month ago, and they're like, hey, we're going to crack down on basically if you have pictures on your account, we're not going to let we have a new algorithm that's going to search that if that picture's on your account, that it can't be posted anywhere else. Totally false. I have seen so many new pictures I posted that are being stolen, put on profile pictures, put it in post. Meta's done nothing.
And they said they would do it with videos as well, and that's not true either.
No,
we talked about, like, say if we want to post a podcast clip from the Irrational Moms Twitter, from Irrational Moms Instagram, yours and mine. Well, is only one of them going to go, and the rest will be suppressed? No.
Nope,
not doing nothing.
Anything. Yep, nothing at all.
And that's like a legitimate business thing that we're doing, not some, scammy thing. And even then it's not promoting or helping anyone. I mean, it's just stuff they say, I think, because they realize that Congress is going to start taking a very close look at them based on all the lawsuits. And they know that the Section 230 stuff is going to come up. I mean, it's already come up, but it's just got to be someone big enough to provoke change.
Someone with enough
it's
money.
Gonna have to be, right. And it's going to have to be, Congress is going to have to act. They're not going to do it on their own. They're not going to be an ethical company on their own. And they're not going to do anything that they're not legally required to do.
Well, I think if more big corporations start suing them over their false marketing, then that would actually be.
I think that's the only way that they're even going to get a reaction is if they make it about the ad revenue, because that's all Meta cares about. They don't care about protecting anyone or helping anyone. They just care about the ad revenue. And so if companies that are pissed they're being defrauded actually take action, then something might change. But, our company's going to do this? I don't know.
Well, I will say the one thing I love about YouTube is that when you upload a video, it goes through this whole copyright check. So they check everything. And then there is on your YouTube dashboard, you can go in there and you can look at copyright, and it will tell you if someone's actually taken your video, and it will actually give you the link to it and you can see it. And then you can file a copyright exactly from there.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know
the DMCA
that.
notice. Oh yeah, it's all automatic.
That's
it's all
cool.
automated. So they're very, very into basically making sure that their creators are protected, which I love.
And that just shows you it can be done because people are doing it.
Yeah, it's just they don't want to invest in the technology. They don't care.
Right.
So,
I think the technology exists, but they just don't want to do it because it's going to hurt their bottom line.
No, totally. It will. Everything that we've suggested doing, like verifying people, they won't do because we talked about it. They want their daily user number to increase always. They want new members coming on, new accounts.
Right.
They want that to increase. So you can't get rid of the fake accounts or the bots because then that would actually lower everything, and then their stock price would go down. All right, we need to wrap it up because we're really going out on this.
All right,
this is one of those topics that we could just talk for so long about because it's so.
And we'll come back to it again because there's so many things that always happen with us.
I'll say one thing to sort of summarize, or not summarize, but close out the scam talk. People that are our age or younger, check on your parents and their internet usage and see what's going on. If you can, be aware, watch out for them because I'm not, my in-laws have received calls. Now they haven't been scammed because they realized it was fake, but they get calls from, someone pretending to be my son saying he's in jail and he needs bail money and stuff. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens. So just check on your people if you can, because, help protect them. They may not know. A lot of people that our parents' age, they're not even that good on the internet. So they don't fully understand. They don't understand if they comment on my Facebook and somebody writes a comment below that isn't me. They don't even realize it's not me. They're like, oh, hey, thank you. I'm like, why are you talking to that scammer? They're like, you didn't say that? I'm like, no, they just don't get it. So look out for them. Check on them, please.
Oh, Grandma Poindexter gets scammed all the time.
Oh my God. All
the time. It's not even fake accounts. It's just she falls for a text message, or
the mail
email,
scam.
The mail scam, right? The many times that we've had to give me the phone.
I know.
I mean, I'm like, put the phone down right now.
Hang on.
You need a new card.
Right. We got to close that card again. Stop. This is never real. UPS is never going to ask you for a credit card in a text message ever under any circumstances.
Yeah.
Anybody that asks you for your credit card information in a text is a scammer. Period. No. Just period. Don't be like, but what if? No. There's no what if. There's no reputable any kind of anything that wants your information in a text. So don't do it. Good rule of thumb. This is why we always just say a blanket, don't give people on the internet your money. Because if you don't do that, you won't lose your money.
And if they really love you, they're not going to want you for your money.
Yeah. Didn't think about that.
But there's no women to meet from the internet, though. That's really the bottom line. Right. Is any woman that you see on the internet who says she's going to fall in love with you and come marry you in your random state, that is a lie. It's not because of you. This applies to everyone. It's not because you're not attractive or anything. It's literally just a blanket rule for everyone. No one's doing that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. All right. So, follow us on Spotify, Apple, or you can go to irrationalmoms.com. Find us on YouTube, subscribe, and leave a comment or a question.
Yes, and we'll be back with more snacks.
Snacks.
Yay.
Our favorite.